What's up, fossil friends? It's Fossil Dad, and I'm back in my lab. So today's little lesson here is about cabochons. So these are Ammolite gemstone cabochons. What I mean by that, a cabochon is there's three different kinds of cabochons in the Ammolite world. You have a singlet, a single, so a natural or a doublet, and then you have a triplet. So single is natural, doublet, and then triplet or composite. So can you guess which is which? There is two natural gemstones in here, and that's these two guys here. And what I mean by natural here is, let's just pick them up. Look at the shell. So you have the outside matrix, and then you have resin on top, and that's literally it. So there is no cap. So what differentiates between singlets or naturals and doublets is you have a cap. So here's the example here. So you have your backing, and then you have a quartz cap or a spinel cap on it. And again, your choice. So, let's take a look here. So 8mm round, we have 12mm round, there's 12mm ovals, 18mm teardrop, and then we've got a 16mm oval as well. So, how are cabochons made? So naturals, again, the resin process, you can just follow it as you would any other process. You just go through your cut, buff, polish, trim, and then resin. And away you go, because you're working with the actual shell of the animal. A doublet, again, you can do them pretty easily, although it's a little bit more of a process to a doublet. So usually with cabochons, definitely have to be pressurized and heated. And what the pressure does is, just imagine when you put your spinel quartz cap or your quartz cap on top of that, you have to mitigate the bubbles, because there's no way. Usually you'd use some fire to do it, but in this case you can't. So you have to pressurize it. So kind of like a pressure cooker, where you're putting a whole bunch of pressure on these guys, and that pressure in turn pushes out all of your bubbles. So a little bit more in the process, but again, it's artist choice, guys, like it always is. So, hey, you know what? That's cabochons, and of course, a triplet or a composite is taking three different pieces to the puzzle. So you have a man-made backing that's not the shell of the actual animal. You have a shards. Like I told you before, Ammolite can be broken down into shards, and if you can, what you do is you overlay them. So you take red, you can overlay it to green to make different colors, to make purples, the blues. So a composite has three different elements: a backing, broke up shards that are layered on top of each other, and then a spinel quartz cap. So natural, doublet, and then the triplet, that's the blue, red, green that you see out there. That's completely man-made, but again, it is always artist choice, and it's about the pattern that you want to achieve. So, you know what, like always, like, subscribe, help me get this out there. Let's make a strong community for all of us to rely on anything to do with Ammonite, Ammolite. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you soon.